Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 69th episode of the Nata PR School podcast. Brands with no stories. I want to talk about those brands. It's nothing negative. These brands sometimes are extremely successful. They have no stories because they have very little communicated about who they are. They haven't told their story in maybe many years. And as you know, I like to talk about something that's happening at the agency. And this is a typical podcast of brands that do call us and want to work with us. So let me tell you about brands with no stories. And so we are often approached by these brands. No stories doesn't mean not successful. Sometimes they are very successful or they have been extremely successful in the past. And very often they were founded before even the appearance of internet, before internet existed. So they might be celebrating their 30th, 40th, and sometimes even more anniversary. They all have many points in common, these brands. And here are 4 points they have in common. As I just mentioned, sometimes they have been very successful in a category where they had few competitors. The second point is they've rarely, if ever, use advertising or public relations campaign. Why? Because they didn't need it, right? They were selling a lot, they were successful, so they didn't need to do like major ad campaigns or PR campaigns, so they haven't done it. Or some of these brands used to do a lot of promotion with their partners, the stores where they were selling, supermarkets. So they were doing what we call co-op publicity, meaning they were spending some money, but throughout the network of the stores or the supermarkets. So that's the only thing they ever did. Third point, they don't know their way around the web. So the web, internet is a big beast and they know very little about it. That's the third point they have in common, these brands. And the fourth one is they either have spent sometimes a lot of money on a website that they're not happy about, or they just have spent like a lot of money too on an Instagram account because they believe that we have to do something online, we have to be present on social media. So they've spent a lot of money creating content, visuals on Instagram. But these companies don't understand that it's going to take time to create something different. So know that I haven't seen miracles happen instantly ever. And I've been doing this for more than 30 years now. I founded Nata PR 20 years ago. And these companies sometimes are expecting little miracles, really. And well, I've never seen it. So unless maybe you're a new brand and you have $1 million to spend and you work with the Kardashian, but you have to have be able to support those sales. So anyway, normally those brands don't want to spend that kind of money. And it wouldn't make sense either to do something crazy like that. Bon. And here's what they're thinking. So, they're thinking, we're spending money now. We're spending money. We've hired this PR agency, this ad agencies. Both agencies will work together. We should see an instant increase in our sales. It doesn't always work like that, right? And they think also that people will be talking about them instantly because they have such a great story. Sometimes they do. I'm telling you, I'm very impressed by many of these brands. They have crazy stories that nobody knows or haven't heard in so many years. And the third point they're thinking is that their followers, if they have a Facebook page or Instagram account, they think it's going to explode, that they will win thousands and thousands of new fans instantly, right? Yeah, three things they think. They think, oh wow, we pay for an agency now. Our sales will increase instantly. They believe people will talk about them also like right away. That's second point. The third point, they believe their fans will explode. Well, these dreams almost never come true. It's really rare, really rare. And the other thing that those brands with no stories, as I call them, it's nothing negative, because I like them. Sometimes if you don't have story, it means you haven't been telling your story in a while, or we have all that space, us at the PR agency, to create a new story, tell a new story about your brand, which can be a lot of fun. All this to say that sometimes those brands are not ready to put the amount of work and energy it takes to build new foundations, because this is what we're talking about, even if you've been existing in a long time. Because sometimes, you believe that making the leap will be easy, but I'm telling you, it takes a lot of energy. And they come to us when? When do they come to us? Because if they've been successful, why all of a sudden do they want to hire agencies to help them create more sales or reach new clients? Well, it's often because they're kind of losing spaces on the shelves, the shelf space in any supermarkets or pharmacies can be very important. There's a high competition there, especially if they were like well positioned and now they're less and less well positioned, or they have less space. Probably why? Because new brands are appearing, and some of them have been very successful online, or the younger brand, they appeal to a younger audience, so they tend to win market shares, as we say. So they're taking space, and so you, the brand with you, the brand that's been there forever, is losing space. And so this is when sometimes these brands contact us. It might be sometimes a bit late, if not too late, my friends. But it's always time if you're willing to put the energy. There are many things you can do. And if you're ready to make those profound changes, then we can help. Any agencies, smart and with a heart and that has a lot of experience like us, will be helping you and creating positive results for you guys. But know that sometimes it's difficult, even companies like that, because humans resist to change, right? Humans love when everything stays the same, especially if the brand has been super successful in the past. But if you're listening to this podcast, maybe you want to know what to do. So here are 7 steps you need to do to change. The first one that's always super impressive for me is that these brands very often don't have any specific information. They don't have data on their fans, so they don't know who. They have a feeling of who their customer is, but they don't know exactly. Know that it's not crazy expensive as it used to be in the past to do market studies. So maybe it's the time for you guys to do one. If you've started to sell online, so maybe you'll be able to do something, get some data from these customers and expand and know who your actual customer is. So you need to know that. Why? Because then you can choose a younger audience and determine what solution you want to bring to these new customers. So that's number 2. Understand also why your new customers would buy these products. You need to test, and it's not expensive to do online tests. So find out why they would buy. 4, create an online community. You have to create your fan base. You have to find these people who are ready to give you their email because they love your product, they've discovered you, they want to know what you have to propose, they want to be on your list because you're proposing amazing products, amazing solution, amazing whatever solution, discount or experience sometimes. So that's number 4. Lead that community. So that's number 5. Yeah, it's one thing they have the confidence and they give you their email. Then you have to, animate this community. Send them something. Is it twice a month at least, once a week maybe, but not just don't sell them always something and send them discounts. No, talk to them about who you are, what's your brand, where do you get your ingredients, do you give back, what are you doing? Tell them this is a great place to tell about your story, my friends, to your fan base. Number 6, get known. And the easiest thing, first steps to do is to contact the trade magazines in your industry. You must know them. If you're in a chocolate industry, you're a tea industry, food industry, beauty industry, there are in every country has those industry publications, website, trade magazines. So get in touch with them. They will tell your story, especially if you're making very profound changes. They might be interested to tell your story to their readers, which are probably your clients that order and have put your products in pharmacies or supermarkets, for example. And point number 7, get influencers interested by your product. But that's not the first thing you should be doing. The first thing you should be doing really is have a website that's really convenient, attractive, fun, where you capture emails, my friend. So voila. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this podcast where we're talking about brands with no names, brands not with no names, but with no stories. I'm sorry. Brands with no stories that might sound a little negative, but it's not. It's just those brands that haven't contacted the press, haven't really reached out to consumers, and brands that have sometimes amazing stories. So get in touch with PR agencies. Get in touch with me. I'll be happy to give you a free consultation and tell you what's the first step you should be doing. Really, I'll be happy just to tell you and give you an idea of all the things you can start putting into place. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode and that you found some solution for your companies here. And I'd like to hear from you. As always, contact me, book a free consultation. And I hope you'll be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.